Hi, good morning. My name's Olivia and welcome to our webinar this morning. This session is a House hosted webinar in partnership with Decor and Design. So I'm excited to go through this one today. We're going to be discussing major and micro trends to look out for this year at Decor and Design. So thanks for joining. Here is our agenda for this morning. So during today's webinar, we'll discuss House and Decor and Design. So I'll introduce or reintroduce House for you and chat briefly about our partnership and what we do together. I'll show you the overarching trends from House and what we know Aussies are always looking for online when it comes to their homes. And then dive into the major and micro trends to look out for at this year's show. Also, I should mention that we are recording today's session, so don't worry about taking notes or if you happen to miss anything. The recording will always be available and sent across to you via email after this session. So if you're attending this webinar, you probably know a little about House already, but for any complete newbies, here's a bit about our site. So House is the largest platform for home design and renovation in the world. House is a vibrant community and is the easiest way for renovators and homeowners to find the right professionals, designers, tradies they need, and to find some amazing design inspiration, project advice, product information, and all of that just can really help turn their design ideas into a reality. For professionals in the design and build space, House really allows you to completely build your brand on this amazing platform that is only focused on residential design and inspiration. So it really allows professionals to build your brand, reach new clients, and work smarter, not harder online. So House was founded by a husband and wife team in 2009 when they were actually in the midst of an awful renovation of their own home. So during this reno, they really struggled to find all the inspiration, information, and the right professionals that they needed for this job. They really yearned for a one-stop shop, so one place they could find and store all of their ideas and all of their info. So from that struggle, House was born, and it has since grown to have these 5 distinct layers that are all tied together by really smart technology that makes House such an end-to-end solution in the home design and renovation space. So you can see these 5 layers on the screen here, and I'll just quickly run through each of those. So we have Find Professionals. So this is our directory listings. You can create a free profile on House. You're listed here automatically, and you can see that you can choose a whole range of different categories, and people search by category and by location. We then have photos. So every photo you upload to House goes into our photo stream, where we know that this is where the majority of users and Aussies spend their time. It's all about searching for the right ideas and inspiration. And the greatest thing about the photo section is you're always credited, watermarked on every single photo of yours. And that watermark isn't just a little watermark, it's actually a link that goes back to your profile and back to your website so people can get in contact with you directly from a photo. We then have our product section, which works very similar to the photo section. It's just focused on products themselves. So again, this is an amazing place for Aussies to find great local Australian design and designers and brands and retailers as well. Again, always links back to your profile and back to your website. We then have House discussions, which are like our advice forum on House. And this is a fantastic place to just put your work, put your voice, your opinion in front of our community of not only other professionals and designers, but other renovators and homeowners that are seeking advice as well. We then have our editorial section. So we have an in-house editorial team that write so much fantastic content that ends up in this stories section. You can see on the left-hand side lots of different categories. These all open up into subcategories. There's really kind of an endless amount of content in here. And it does come from not only our Australian team, but our New Zealand and international as well. We do have editorial teams in almost every country, in about like 15 different local editors as well. From within this story section, I've just brought up the trends category because this is really most relevant to what we're going to go through today. So in this section, the trend reports, you can find in here some amazing trend reports from Milan or the Danish Furniture Fair, the latest colour trends, landscaping trends, everything you need to keep really inspired and ultimately up to date. So those 5 layers provide such an integrated experience for our consumers. That's why they love us. That's why our community keeps growing, keeps coming back to us, and why they really are kind of this fantastic community for you to put your work in front of. Just to blow our own trumpet for a couple of big stats, we do have now 40 million unique users on the site. That's every month. Just in Australia, 1.5 million. And we've now ticked over to having 16 million photos in that photo section. That has led us to getting awarded the Best App of the Year at the Google Play Awards. It's kind of like the Oscars of the tech industry, so it's a very exciting win for us. And when it comes to House and Decor and Design, so we've partnered for 3 years in a row now, and it's always a fantastic time together. It's a really good fit. This year, as well as hosting this webinar, we have a stand at the show, so you can come, meet me, meet our team. You can find us at G2. We have also partnered again with the Vivid Design Competition, which is such a fantastic part of Decor and Design that we love to support. And you can actually help with our Vivid partnership by voting and helping us to find the winner of our House and Vivid's People's Choice Award, which I'll show you the link to that a little bit later. So from our huge community that I've just kind of covered, we can obviously gather a lot of insights and trends and data from the site itself. So people on the site are coming in, they're spending a lot of time on certain pages, on certain photos, searching up particular keywords, categories, spaces, and we can see all of that. So because of that, we can see what Aussies are searching for the most, what there's really demand for, and can kind of just see a trend before it becomes a huge trend in Australia. What I do want to just show right now is a couple of real overarching trends that we see on House before we dive into these more seasonal trends. So this photo on the screen of this cutlery organizer, humble cutlery drawer, but this photo is one of the most popular photos on House of all time. So this humble cutlery drawer is such a practical solution that obviously resonates with the Australian community so much. And we really see that not just with this photo that itself has been saved tens of thousands of times on House, but so many similar options that just really provide a practical solution. So yes, these major and micro seasonal trends come and go, but practical solutions like this are something that Aussies are searching for daily and year on year. In a similar vein, storage is everything. In Australian homes, people are searching for really fantastic storage solutions like this, a very popular image of the drawers under the stairs, because ultimately people just really want to maximize their home and maximize that storage space. Things that are functional and practical always win. So you can see it's a very similar vein. So storage, things that are practical, things that make sense are always this huge overarching trend on House. We also see a really big demand for custom. So just customization of interior and exterior spaces that is basically tailored to my life. We see that Aussies don't tend to go for a cookie cutter approach to their home. And when they're reaching out to professionals on house or when they're saving photos to their own idea books on house, they're really looking for tailored to me, customized for my space. So now let's dive into the major and micro trends to see at Decor and Design this year. So these are some of the season's biggest design trends and a couple of tips on how you can incorporate them into your own home or your client's home. So all the trends that I'll go through have come from our local and international editorial team and have been written about in our trend reports that I showed earlier. I'm also going to reference the leading UK trend forecasters and longtime Decor and Design partners, Scarlett Opus, just through this as well. I should also mention that in all these photos that I'm about to showcase, these are all from exhibitors at the show. So you can actually check out these brands and these pieces in person this week. So let's go into the first one, which is monochrome. So monochrome schemes are all about making a statement. So the idea is to play with light and dark finishes to create bold contrast and high impact in your interior. It can also be a great way to mix classic and contemporary elements in a home. In a Victorian property, for example, you could paint black or near black above a picture rail in a bathroom. Dulux's domino would work really well for that, hot tip. Or keep the rest of the walls white. In a contemporary home, consider painting internal doors in a dark charcoal, sandback, orange tone timber floors, and coat with a really rich, dark, or almost black timber stain. Or if you're feeling a bit cautious about adding such broad strokes of black into your interior, start smaller. And start smaller by introducing an oversized black and white abstract artwork or a daring geometric print for your cushions. And you can make the monochrome work look all year round. So this can really work for you, not just in cooler months, but year round by really layering textures such as waxy leather, hemp rugs, and linen in darker tones, all of which work well in both summer and winter. Add in brass accents and dramatic industrial lighting for a kind of glamorous touch as well. Earthy luxury. So this look incorporates colours, materials, and textures inspired by nature. So these work together to create a really calming retreat where you can disconnect from the busy world outside. The idea here is to turn down colour and celebrate texture. So to make this look work for your home or your client's home, seek out handcrafted pieces in soft organic shapes. Use white sparingly and opt instead for soft washes, neutrals, and greens. Add in furniture in raw timber, upholstered pieces with visible stitching, and handmade cushions or bed linen in a natural linen with some beautiful detailing as well. For earthy luxury as well, focal points through art should kind of be avoided. Instead, consider adding interest to walls through textured wallpapers in natural fibres such as raffia or linen as well. Our third trend is nostalgia. So for the past few years, nostalgic interiors have been based around retro or mid-century styles. However, this winter, the nostalgic trend is all about celebrating the romance of the past and the femininity in design. With its deeper, moodier colour palette and botanical influences, this trend is perfect for winter. So think buttoned bedheads, rich velvet soft furnishings, grass cloth wallpaper, tactile throws, and twinkling chandeliers. Embellish the look with ornate and oversized pieces such as Art Deco inspired accessories or a large, beautifully embellished mirror above the mantle. The beauty of this look is all in the details. So when choosing fixtures or fittings, it's important to invest in really quality pieces, as always. Excuse me. Then the return of dark woods. So after years of pale wood and Scandi style interiors, dark timbers are really making a comeback. This season, expect to see bolder, deeper timbers coming through in furniture and finishes, all of which add real depth to a room. So think dark oak, mahogany, and textured walnut used on pieces such as consoles and dining tables. To add a real luxe feel to this dark timber look, choose pieces with a brass leg detailing or marble tops. Just be sure to repeat this gesture elsewhere in the room to make it look intentional, perhaps with brass or marble accessories on a tabletop or a mantelpiece, for instance. The rise of haute bohemian or high bohemian. So a fun, whimsical look that's all about self-expression and embracing the imperfections. So rejecting conformity with a particular look really frees you up to create a truly individual interior. So features of this look include gold accents, jewel tones, sculptural lighting, oversized interior palms, and luxe detailing. Include as little or as much as you like to create a really and truly unique look. Furnish the room with decorative accessories, fringed or tasseled soft furnishings, antique or vintage lamps, and clusters of artworks or vintage vases. So get your client to pull their great grandma's chair out of the garage and make it a real feature of the living room. Or add in some glossy dark timber cocktail cabinet or a vintage brass bar cut. Create warmth and interest by really layering different finishes, materials, and errors as well. Our next one is all about bringing the outside in. So satisfy your urge to connect with nature during the cooler months by introducing nature to your interior. Fiddle leaf figs have really had their day, so now it's all about pattern foliage with pops of colour. So add a large statement plant with dramatic leaves such as a fan palm to a room, or arrange a philodendron in a small handmade pot on a mantelpiece or on a kitchen shelf. My favourite plants for winter are fruit trees. So a bright kaffir lime tree will bring energy and colour into a space, while an elegant olive tree will add texture and a real touch of sophistication. If you tend to, like me, kill every plant you encounter, consider an arrangement of ornamental branches. They're simple and an effective way to really animate the space. This is a beautiful example here from West Elm with this great vertical garden in the kitchen too. Recycled materials. So sustainability is a real welcome buzzword in design right now. And the design leaders from Sabella Court to Victoria Redshaw, from Scarlet Opus, have really spoke about the increasing trend in interior design last year for fabrics and materials to be upcycled or recycled from discarded materials. Helen Edwards from Recycling Interiors and the Sustainable Home Hub, she said that right now, creating a sustainable home you love that also treads more lightly on the earth has never been easier with the array of sustainable options on offer in homewares and furniture. There is a real growing trend towards using recycled and reclaimed materials, with traditional materials such as timber often being used, as well as more unique examples like recycled plastic toys being made into chairs. People are craving more organic and handmade pieces in their homes. One of the simplest ways to bring recycled furniture into your home is to shop secondhand, where you can really pick up some amazing finds. So the ultimate in recycling secondhand pieces are often very well made and will bring in a unique look. So combining old with the new can really make an interior shine, like these two examples here, which really look stunning and really unique as well. So the beauty of recycled and reclaimed furniture is that each piece will be ultimately unique and create a real home that is truly yours or truly your client's as well. So then something quite different is tribal and animal as our next up. So some people seek a neutral space in interior design, like we've just seen. Others look for a wild swirl of energy, harnessing the vibrant tribal and animal prints, which are currently really experiencing a big renaissance. So we love the juxtaposition of the two, which can create a living and breathing space of intrigue. Again, Scarlett Opus have identified tribal design as the trend last year at Decor and Design, and they've been proven right yet again with the plethora of African-inspired prints that have been filtered into global collections. And in these cooler months now that we're in, what a great way to inject some vibrancy and fun into your home. So there's no cap really on the inspirational options available when it comes to tribal patterns. We see a lot of these on House and in our editorial as well. They tend to go in two very different directions as well. So animal prints can be quite earthy in tone, reflecting the wonderful desert tones of Africa, or like we see here, really vibrant, bold prints. Iconic interior designer Martin Lawrence Bullard creates just the right level of excess with his extraordinary spaces for celebrities, but also for his own home, which we see here. The monochrome of the zebra rugs and cushions are fantastic, juxtaposed against the fuchsia and the white. And colours this strong work well and work best in larger spaces as well. And here's some other examples of the other side of the coin, that more earthy toned prints as well. The key here is sticking firmly to a palette of only 2 or 3 colours. More than that, and you're really just dragging right back into the 70s. And our last trend here is maximalism. So for years, interior design has been dominated by the cool Scandinavian minimalism, and there's always going to be a place in design for that look, the clean lines, stripped back approach. Sometimes, however, the eyes and the heart kind of need to be fed a bit more, which is why we are delighted, and I'm personally delighted, that maximalism has made a triumphant return for this year. Maximalism is fundamentally just about an aesthetic of excess. So it is best summarized perhaps in the more is more approach, rather than the minimalist ethos of less is more. So maximalism allows for an eclectic approach to design, brimming with nostalgia, as I referenced before, and other references to different eras and design styles, but ultimately combined with modern functionality and luxury. So if you haven't yet experimented with maximalism, be inspired or just be inspired by some of these incredible interiors and just really unleash. So really push your clients to be bold, to layer prints, clash colors, and just uncap their personality in their own space. Working with a client who is open to this approach is really quite a dream, and is an opportunity to really experiment with boldness and attitude and some fantastic personality. So those are the major trends that we can really look out for at the show with our exhibitors at Decor and Design this year. There are also some fantastic trend talks on the Decor and Design International Seminar stage. There's a lot more information about all of those talks at that link on the screen. When it comes to the House trend reports, those are updated weekly, so you can keep up to date on all of those different trends, just at house.com.au/ideabooks to find all of our editorial content in there. And then lastly, come and see us at Decor and Design. So I am personally at the show all week, as well as a lot of others from our team. So we're really excited to come, and you can come and say hi at stand G2. We'll be showing some fantastic demos of just what House does. If you are still kind of a bit confused, you want to learn more, you want to actually chat to someone in person, come and see us. If you have any questions in the meantime, or you would actually like to book an appointment or a consultation with us at the stand, you can personally email me. My email is on the screen there. And then lastly, our Vivid and House People's Choice Award uh, will be announced, the winner will be announced next Monday. So you have until then to vote for your favourite. So all of the finalists from the Vivid Design Competition are on our Vivid People's Choice Award page. We've had a lot of votes and it's quite tight for the #1 spot at the moment. So do cast your vote, check out the finalists, and you can also see the Vivid award ceremony on Thursday, I'm pretty sure, this week at the show, which is always a fantastic event as well. So thank you so much for joining. I hope it was lovely for you as it was for me. Please remember to email me if you have any questions, or just come in and check us out at G2 and we can answer any Qs in person. So thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the week. Thank you.